because The Nun 2 is another one of those movies that why don't we wait till like Halloween again? But we didn't. I don't know why we can't wait till Halloween. You have a horror movie like this, we're bringing it out in August. It makes no sense, or early September. Like, why not? Why not wait on these guys? But it still did well. Like, honestly, for The Nun 2 coming out this time where people haven't been going to theaters except going to see Taylor Swift, apparently that's a big thing. It made $32.6 million. And it's, that's not too bad when the budget was $38.5 million. They'll make their money back probably no problem. And it's only opening weekend. So, hey, and I watched it. I saw the first one too. I think this was better than the first one. I really think that they kind of nailed like taking the nun into different environments, not being locked in one location. That worked really well for me. You actually saw it out in the world and doing different things. So, and like scaring people and killing people in different, different ministers, but different churches, different sanctuaries, like different areas. So that kind of made it more interesting, but I'm not surprised this did well, but I think it would have done better. It's the story here. I think it would have done better at Halloween time. Like, why is all this Halloween stuff coming out of middle of summer? Like, it's not Halloween in July. It's Christmas in July, ladies and gentlemen. Come on. We got it all wrong. Racer X did pretty well, though. Did pretty well. But, Paul, did you see The Nun? Are you surprised that it's out right now? And do you think it's something that people will flock to in the weeks moving forward?
Yeah, I think people are starting to get into the Halloween season, and the autumnness is coming in. And people are, this isn't July, so now we're in the months where you can release The Nun, and it might be a hit. It might have been a hit even before then, but at least it came out now as opposed to July. So that's huge difference there. And I think also there's some staying power with The Nun because there's some marketability there with that. And people know from the past that, I've seen the Conjuring films. I even if the Nun film was trash, which I heard it was, they're going to go see this movie. I didn't have a desire to see the movie, but I will say this. Every sequel to a bad horror film seems to be better than the original. Is that just me? It seems like that keeps happening. Like
it does.
Like Annabelle. I heard the sequel to that was better. Like, what was the one about the board? The Ouija board was better than the second one. I don't know. I keep hearing that. Yeah. So maybe the Nun 2 is great.
But in that statement though, it was better because of those particular ones, they were so fucking bad they couldn't have possibly been any worse. They were such. When you're talking the modern horror genre, when you talk like older horror movies, it was like the first ones weren't that great, but the second ones were usually like okay, but like now we're just gonna go off. Whereas I don't really feel like they're going off. I feel like they dropped the ball so bad in the first one that they're like, okay, well, we're going to try a little harder with this one. And it's like, okay, well, you try a little harder, but it's not the same. It's not the same as like going over the top with the sequel or something like that. Because that's what you like sometimes. You're like, fine, fuck it. We'll just go
bigger.
Crazy. Because that's like, Terrifier 2. Terrifier 2, they just went fucking balls off. It's like, that movie's great. I loved it. Like,
I have a question about Terrifier 2. I don't know if I need to watch the first one to watch it because
I would.
I don't hear anything about the first one. I hear everything about the second one.
I'm personally a big fan of Terrifier. I think they're both great. They're trash. Like, don't go into them with a high expectation. But like, they are. They're trash, but like they're good trash. Like there's good trash, there's bad trash, right?
It kind of reminds me of Rob Zombie's films. Is it like that?
They're stupid as fuck. But like,
really,
it's like,
there's no artistic value at all.
No, but that's like in a good way. Like it's like they're gross trash. Like it's like I love them. They're really good because he's a really repulsive like villain, and he like never stops, and he's a mime, so he's always doing mime shit.
Yeah, see, I'm watching horror movies every night, and I'm trying to find new stuff to watch. And
go with that. Give it a shot for sure, because it's, if anything, it's over the top, and that's really what I like.
Fun.
I love them. I think they're fun, but one thing I did want to make a comment on, if you don't mind, with the Goosebumps thing. Why is it we're in a place right now in our lives where when we are making now, because I know there's a push to make a lot of like anthology horror stuff. Why the fuck do we find a group of kids and follow them the fuck around? It's anthology.
It's always
horror.
Kids.
Like when you made the what was it? The Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark movie. Then you should have had 3 scary stories to tell in the dark. It should have been an anthology horror movie. When this show was just made, this Goosebumps show, why isn't it individualized episodes from the stories of Goosebumps done again?
That's what that series was before.
Yeah, and that's what it was. Why are they like like, what are we gonna make a Tales from the Crypt series where we follow one dude around?
I was
who's,
about
like,
to say.
like, I mean,
was
like,
about to say, I want my Tales from the Crypt reboot so bad.
I mean,
It's
that's like,
probably coming. It
or
has
make
to
a
be
Twilight
coming.
Zone series where it follows Gary around, and Gary keeps dealing with shit from the Twilight Zone, and it's like that sounds like the worst show ever. Like, could you imagine? Like, I just don't understand. Like, especially with kid stuff, like this push when they make it kid oriented. Kids like anthology horror. One of our favorite shows growing up. Tell me if I'm wrong. Are You Afraid of the Dark?
I love that show. Yeah.
Fucking great show.
Yep.
Anthology horror. Kids like anthology
Goosebumps
horror.
was that too, wasn't it? Goosebumps was
Yes.
just
Yeah, the original
anthology.
Goosebumps TV
Same
show.
one.
And we liked the books growing up because they were anthology horror books. They were individualized stories. There was no commitment to anything. There was no like long-term whatever. Like kids like single serving stories, right? So it's like if you could just give us a show of single serving stories, first of all, adults will watch it too. But also like you're doing better with kids by giving them single serving shit. By giving a like ongoing series based in the world of, but you got to follow a bunch of whatever. Stop. Just make a fucking show.
Is that
Make
what
it
this
based
is?
on
With
it.
Goosebumps?
This is
Yeah.
going to be one following the kids through their whole. It's going to be just one big storyline for 10 episodes of these kids trying to take down this evil possessing their town. So,
Right.
yeah,
And that's why
it's
the movie that came out with Jack Black, that was the same shit.
So
That
it's-
stuff from the books
same
is all
creators.
coming out into the world, and it's all becoming reality, and they got to shove all of R.L. Stein's shit back in his books. That's the stupidest
Yes.
plot for a fucking movie I've ever heard.
It's going to be what it is.
So it's it.